Welcome to Squatch-D TV, where the truth is first before all else. Join your hosts, veteran investigator, TV personality, and author Steve Kulls, and from the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Project and the Kentucky Fried Fixes channel, Chris Bennett. Sit back and prepare to take yourself on a journey with the longest-running Bigfoot podcast, Squatch-D TV. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And hello, cyberspace. Welcome to Squatch-D TV for today's date, May 24th, 2026. I'm your host, your guide, the Squatch Detective Steve Kulls, along with, well, the co-host that's probably headed for the West Coast, Mr. Chris Bennett. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Steve, man, it's great to see you. I don't want you to think that, I'm going to be headed out to the beach just tomorrow morning or anything. But I'm going to take some me time this summer. And although we do plan to do a little traveling out west, it won't be the entire summer. I can't afford that. But,
well, I'm so glad I could afford you a little bit of a quieter schedule this week because I wanted some me time.
Well, yeah, I'm enjoying this thumbnail you created for the show, this vacation send-off with the Sasquatch leaning back on the beach, enjoying a nice pina colada, got his beach ball there, nice Hawaiian shirt. I think I may actually have a shirt like that.
I think we all have a shirt like that somewhere in their closet.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, but I hope everything's been going well for you in New York. We've been having a lot of rain here in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's been rainy today.
Yeah. It started last Tuesday, and we didn't really get much rain today, so but it started raining last Tuesday, and I looked on the week ahead weather, and it's rain every day, man. I hate that. Get stuck inside the house, but that's okay. That's all right. We get a little time between showers. So.
Yes. So yeah, I had to mute for a second there, and he likes licking his paw for whatever reason. I tell him to stop, and then he gives me the side eye when I do that, and he stops.
My paw licking his paw.
He did too. He side-eyed me. Goofball.
Oh man.
Anyway,
love them pups.
So absolutely nothing going on in the Bigfoot world.
No. There was some cool UFO stuff released, though.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that tonight, since they're really, can we say anything? Oh, Pilates was on Joe Rogan. I didn't watch it.
I they had Pilates on Rogan.
Yeah.
The missing 411 or whatever. Really? Okay, it's probably had to do with the UFO stuff, probably. I guess.
Not really. I think, I'm not quite sure, because I didn't watch it. But I knew, and looking at some descriptions, there was some mention of Bigfoot DNA. I'm like, oh no, I hope he's not pushing the ketchup stuff. Oh. I really hope not.
Oh, surely not.
But anyway.
Surely not.
But power to him, getting on the Rogan show.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good, man. That's some good advertising right there. some good media.
But anyway, speaking of, people have been complaining that these UAP disclosures are not that revealing. I don't know what I guess people want to see the aliens. They want to see the videos of the aliens.
Yeah, I do too. I want, if they have any, I want to see them. But, we're never going to see anything like that, even if they do have it.
Yeah, I doubt very much they will declassify those, but you never know.
Yeah, here's the aircraft that crashed in Roswell, and here's the dead alien bodies. No, they're not going to show.
Well, it's very, very fascinating stuff that the Roswell thing neither way has been released, and that's telling you something.
Yeah.
All right, let's see when they're done with this dump, because they're and much to their credit, they said, oh yeah, we'll be about once a month we'll be putting stuff out there, and here it was 3 weeks later, and there's another batch. Good for them. All right. Yeah. Let's see what else is coming up.
What really angered me about the Roswell incident, or the incident at Corona, was that they lied to us. And first of all, they lied to us when they first came out. They admitted, they said we have a crashed flying saucer, and then they changed their story. Oh no, it was a weather balloon. Right. And then we find out during the Clinton administration, Roswell case closed was released, and they said, oh no, well, we really did lie to you back then. It really wasn't a weather balloon. It was a secret project called Project Mogul.
Yeah. Okay.
And so oh, well, thanks guys. Thanks for telling us that the government lies to us. Thank you. Now we know. Yes.
But they never released any documents for Project Mogul.
Well, that was all. They had a lot of stuff in that whole report. And it talked about, what the project was.
Yeah, but nothing about coming down in New Mexico.
Well, that's the thing. It could have been another lie, because
I'm pretty sure it was.
When somebody lies to you, you cannot believe the next thing that comes out of their mouth. And that, thank you, government, for letting us know that you do, in fact, lie to us. We appreciate
when you
that.
have too many witnesses all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what gets me. Yeah. What you saw something that, a small alien. Okay. You saw what? A small alien. Okay. It was gray. Oh, it had almond shaped eyes. Yeah. Everybody, saying the same thing. Have you ever met this guy over here? No, I don't know who he is. But, wow. It makes you think, and I want to know this stuff. It's not like, we're too childish and immature that we can't handle, this being revealed, that we may not be alone in the universe.
Right.
And all the stuff about, oh, well, it will cause religious problems. No, it will not. It will not cause any religious problems whatsoever.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, anybody can make up a new religion, but there's evidence of stuff, that. And we know that it doesn't mean just because we were made and put here, that doesn't mean that somebody else couldn't have been made and put somewhere else. Could it be demons? I don't know. It's unlikely.
It's unlikely it's demons. I think that's
demons exist in our everyday life. I think that's the flat tire you get when you're going to work. That's things like that. Bad things happen, and to good people. Well, bad things happen to bad people.
You're making the speech of a life, and all of a sudden you come down with diarrhea.
Yeah.
Which being a public speaker for as many years as I have, since 2011.
Right.
I spoke in smaller groups before then, but in 2011 when I really started, that's my biggest fear. Like waking up the morning, you have this big thing to present, and you have diarrhea, like really bad. Like it's the 10-minute Trotskys, where every 10 minutes you gotta ooh.
Or you're in the middle of a lecture, and all of a sudden your stomach goes.
Or worse, you have diarrhea. You're doing a real good job of holding it, and then you have to sneeze.
Oh no! Terrible. That's terrible. Don't even think about it. Yeah.
That's horrible.
But there's nothing that says. I don't think even the Pope guy. He's like the king of the Catholics or something.
The Pope guy.
Yeah. He's well, I'm a Protestant myself, and we don't normally talk about religion. But this guy's like the head of the Catholic Church, right? So a few years ago he comes out with a thing and says, "Well, look, there's nothing in the Bible that says aliens cannot exist."
Well, a few years ago that was the old Pope.
Yeah, well, maybe the new one may say something different. Surely not.
Remember the old Pope was a Argentinian guy.
Yeah. I get. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The new Pope's an American from Chicago.
Yeah, he's like Al Capone or something, right?
Kind of ties in the whole the Blues Brothers thing.
Oh man. But they nothing bad about the Pope. That's fine. If you're Catholic, I'm sure the Pope is your thing. That's great. We don't have that in the Protestant religion. I don't know why. well, we don't.
We have Hal. He takes collections every Sunday in the morning service. That's who we follow.
Who do you look up to? Who speaks for your religion?
We don't talk about religion, and yet we're cracking a bunch of religious jokes here.
Well, no. We're not doing that kind of talk about religion, okay?
And we follow Frank. We found him at the Cumberland Farms down at the corner.
Oh, man. But, that's the nice thing about America. Everybody is free to worship or not, however you choose. And,
or whomever you choose.
Yeah, right.
Or whatever you choose.
Yes. That's maybe, maybe we should start having on the Protestant side of things, we should start having us a pope. Maybe.
That was, do you realize that was the whole reason for Protestantism?
Yeah,
was because there was a pope.
Catholics.
Well, no, there was a pope, and the pope's word was final when it came to religion.
Right.
And the Protestants, hence the term Protestant, was. In fact, if you're not Catholic, you're a Protestant technically.
Yeah. That's how we got started, man. They loaded up the boat and said, "I'm getting over to America. Let's go."
It's funny. I actually had to explain that. To my wife.
Yeah.
Just yesterday we were talking about it, and a lot of people, the Protestant Reformation was started by Martin Luther, who they didn't want to have the Pope as the ultimate authority. They feel that the Bible is where it comes from. The ultimate authority comes from.
Yeah.
The only England did not separate from Catholicism at that point in time yet.
Right. Yeah.
And the reason why England split and created their own church, the Church of England, which is like Westminster Abbey. The abbeys are all Church of England stuffs. They don't have a pope; they have an abbot. Hence the Spaceballs joke when they were all like saying Abbott, and then all of a sudden, hey Abbott, and he turns around. I hate that guy. Right. Hence the abbot is like the pope of the Anglican Church, or the Church of England, as they call it, the Anglican Church. And they split because I believe it was actually King Henry. He didn't like his wife, wanted a new one. And the Catholic Church frowned upon that. Yeah, Catholic Church frowned upon that. So he created a church that said, whatever the king wants, the king gets.
Sure. What else can you ask for? I mean,
And as they said in History of World Part 1, it's good to be the king.
That's right. Yes, it is.
And here we are, another Mel Brooks reference tonight.
We both grew up. You guys have to excuse us because Steve and I both grew up watching Mel Brooks and the Three Stooges and all this all this other politically incorrect stuff. That's why we don't. Never mind. Let's not do that. Let's not get into politics either. No.
How about Curly taking the census? Excuse me, I'm here to take the census. Are you happy or are you married?
Yeah. Oh man,
one of the funniest friggin' lines I ever heard. Just trips you right
Curly.
there.
Curly was the bomb, man.
Shemp was good too. Shemp had his own.
Shemp was, yes.
He had his own.
He was good.
Mo, I cut my head off. There I am. And pretty as a picture. You have an ape.
Yeah.
See, I can remember those things verbatim because I've watched them since I was yay high.
But a lot of these guys are watching that I have never seen. I bet you there are people out there who have never seen an episode of Three Stooges. I bet you. And I was like, they had them on when I came home from school. So I'm like, yes, I've watched every episode.
Well, if you haven't watched if you haven't watched an episode of the Three Stooges, they are on YouTube. You can find them easily, episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
In fact, some nights I can't find anything to watch on TV, to fall asleep to.
Kaiju Ninja. No, I'm not going to Cali. No. that beach there is in Thailand. He's on. But I cannot say I would love to go to Thailand, but depending, it may be cost prohibitive.
The price of gas, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I forgot completely what I was saying.
I'm sorry, Steve. I derailed you. I'm sorry. I wanted
It's
to
just
get
my
that.
train wreck of thought. You know,
I'm not. Yeah, that's he wanted to know if I was going to California. I'm not. No. I probably get near there because I do want to go out to the Grand Canyon again. Yeah, I love looking at the big ditch. It's pretty cool.
you know what? Take a glass of water with you, pour it into the ditch, see which way it rolls.
Yeah. Can't see that far. The last time we went, there's a place where there's a fenced off area and you can look down and it's just a big hole. I mean, right there at the entrance, you look down in this big hole and like, dude, I can't see the bottom. It was about, in the evening. So it's right at dusk, and, I looked down, I said, I can't see the bottom of that hole. And I looked and it said, here it's 5,000 so feet. I said, that's a mile.
Yeah.
It's a mile deep there. And Andy, of course, my youngest son, he's kind of, well, I won't really say he's scared of heights, but he's uncomfortable with heights, okay? And I can't blame him. I was too when I was younger. My dad cured me. He put me in the top of the tobacco barn, housing tobacco. So my fear, was about 15 minutes and it was cured after that fear of heights. But
I still hate heights, and I've rappelled off a 4-story building before. I still hate it.
I looked
did
over
it, but I hated it. And you know what? I got stuck in a conduit. Well, I didn't get stuck, but I got put into a conduit pipe with a air pack.
Yeah.
In my training class, I was actually learning how to train people. So you take the pack off while you're still masked up. You push it in front of you to climb through this pipe. It's ways of escaping wearing a Scott pack on. If you're in a fire building and you need to escape, there's certain, right? So I went into this
tight
conduit
spot. Yeah, you got to take that off.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you do this, the mask you wear is completely blacked out. You can't see a thing.
Well, that's wonderful.
So here I am in this pipe, completely blacked out, and I developed claustrophobia after the class.
Yeah.
I developed claustrophobia after the class.
Well, that's a bad thing
Because
too.
one of the things they did was they put a metal rod through the bottom eighth, about 4 inches off the ground or whatever. So as you're pushing the pack, you face an obstruction. So here I am feeling all like, what the? You can't see nothing. You can't do nothing. You're in this mask. So not only is your face blacked out, you feel claustrophobic there, but the whole body's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Now you can't move the pack. And what you had to do is just back up a little bit and plop it over the little pipe that was in there. But it made me claustrophobic. First time I ever felt claustrophobia. Yeah. And now I can't even watch movies about, like, if people get trapped underground or anything like that. I can't watch it. It just like, all I hear. Yeah. My heart's going crazy.
Yeah, that's something else too that you can beat if you face it. Yeah. I had a fear of enclosed places there for a while, but when I was a kid, we had a cave here on the home farm, and I did some exploration inside that. And there was a couple of times it got pretty tight in there. Yeah. And once you work through it, you're all right. But there's this thing. If it ever gets in your mind, I'm trapped. Okay. Oh my God, your mind is just blown.
Well, even just thinking, I can feel my heart rate increasing just thinking about that. Believe it or not, that's true claustrophobia.
Yeah.
I don't like heights, but I've worked with them before. I've worked in confined spaces.
Right.
And I'm not as claustrophobic as some people. Some people get in a small car and they feel. I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't think Sandy likes small places either, Steve.
The only other time is I had a CAT scan.
Right.
And they put you in that thing.
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But at
I
least
could see that.
But at
yeah.
least I can see where freedom is. All I have to do is slide myself down and I'm out.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
you're in a hole in the ground like a cave like that, oh no.
Right. My mother could not stand those CAT scans things, and I can see. I
see
can
one
kind of
those.
understand.
I see a cave with tight fitting. I mean, I don't mind caves. I've gone to we have how caverns up our way. It doesn't bother me being in a cave walking around. It doesn't.
Right.
It's just those tight spots. That's when all of a sudden things can come off the rail.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Sandy fainted her first cave tour. We walked back about a mile in, and the guide. There's this one part on the historic tour at Mammoth Cave where the guide turns off his light to show you how dark it gets inside the cave, and they turn off the surrounding lights. Normally it's well lit, so he turned off all the lights. Well, Sandy just crumpled. I mean,
well, the only time I would crumple is if they turned the lights off in the cave and I heard this.
Joan, get me a Snapple.
yeah.
We had to do that at least one time before you went on vacation, Chris.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Oh my God.
But Sandy just crumpled, and I'm like, okay, well, we're done with the tour. We're turning around and going back. And the guy said, okay. And there's an elderly couple said, can we go with you? I said, yes. They were done with the tour too.
Take us with you.
And I said, yes. So it's not like, I was going to I could get lost. It's just, one way in and one way out. So, there I was. At that time, I was carrying Sandy because she had fainted and she was like,
Well, and she weighs what, 70 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah. At that time, it was probably, less than 100 considerably. So, and I was considerably younger then. But, I carried her about half the way, and she said, I'm okay now, because she could see the daylight down at the end of the tunnel. She saw the daylight. I'm okay now. Okay. But, yes, no more cave tours for Sandy. Though.
Yeah, they always do that in the cave tours. They turn the lights off for you for a quick second.
Right. Yeah. Just so you'll see how dark it is in there. Yeah, it is.
At that point, somebody should have just been friggin' brave enough to say, excuse me, but I know how dark complete darkness is. You don't have to show us that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Let's just skip that and go on.
Oh, man. When we were kids, this is a buddy of mine, Doug Gaines. He loved caves, and, he would go into caves that were like, unknown, like, nobody had ever been in it or not anybody that we knew had ever been in it. And he was like, yeah, I'm going in this one, Chris. I'm like, I ain't going in there. Ain't nobody been in that thing. We don't know what's in there. It might be full of coyotes or something. I don't know. And he said, yeah, I'm going in. So he takes his flashlight and he gets in about, 200 feet. I'm like, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. He drops his flashlight and it just comes apart on him, I guess.
Yeah.
He says, Chris, yeah, I dropped my flashlight. Could you holler so I could follow the sound of your voice? So here I am, Doug, over this way. And, he finally found his way out by me hollering. So
see, that would get me claustrophobic as heck.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was panicked, too. Believe me. Doug was panicked. He was. You were.
See, I would have tied a rope around my waist. Get the big, 1,000-foot coil. I'll go in 1,000 feet here.
Well, I did that.
Yeah,
I had a ball of twine, and I would tie on to a tree there at the cave entrance and go in. That way, if the lights ever went out, my flashlight quit. Because at this time, and our technology was, if your flashlight doesn't work, you bang it, and it starts working again. Sometimes. So I would leave this cord, this twine, tied to the tree outside, and if I ever lost my light, I could follow the line back out of the cave.
Then somebody goes, where'd somebody tie this tree up for? Tick.
Yeah. Yeah, so nobody ever did me that way, thank goodness. But I didn't have any light problems. I always carried a spare, because I know it happened to Doug. You always have a backup.
Now you break the front flashlight, you pull out your spare, and the batteries are dead. You're like, oh, shit.
That would probably be the way. Or you'd have to take it apart, Okay.
You want to look at some videos?
Yes, I do. I want to see this. Yes.
So one of the more interesting ones, I think, is the most interesting one out of the bunch, is this instant acceleration video.
Yeah.
Now, what I do know, I know more about this one and the last one we're going to see tonight. But in this particular one, this was taken, I believe, by a helicopter, one of our attack helicopters, in Syria. And this was over
that's
Syria.
a bad area. Yeah.
So this is what was watched. Here we go. So there it is, and you can see all the demographic area has been blacked out.
Yeah.
So there it is, just tooling around, going pretty fast.
It's zooming along. And
Here it goes. Boom.
Zip. Wow. Well, that was fast. Zip. Gone.
Now, we don't need to see the edge. Let's watch it again. That was pretty impressive.
That's fast. That's fast.
Yeah, that's something a drone can't do, and that's something that even our planes can't just do, like this instant acceleration.
Yeah. Oh, I better start checking out the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Jen said locked on, and now you're not. Yeah, exactly. They lock on the tracking thing, and it's tracking it, and then all of a sudden,
you're not.
Where'd they go? Yeah, boom.
So here's the high contrast.
You can't even hardly make out the shape of this thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gone.
wow, that was fast. 50% speed.
And in actuality, when they first started videoing it, they had a wide shot, and it was traveling along the ground, and it started to come up.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, this is 25% speed. Okay.
Look at that. Bang.
Wow.
You can't even, it's just a blur even at 25% speed. Oh, 5%. Gone.
Well, that would have to be something mechanical, because no human body could stand that. I mean, we would, that would, enough G force, that would croak us.
Well, again, it would depend on the type of propulsion.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we had discussed what was described to Elizondo as bending time.
Where's my foil hat at?
No. But this all fits in with Einstein's theory of relativity.
Yes.
Scientists agreed that this propulsion is possible.
Right.
But the only problem is we don't have the energy source to make that happen.
Right.
But if you bend time, things will look awfully fast to us.
Right.
Right? And they see us as like this, moving really slow.
Well,
and we see them as moving really fast. So if they're bending time to move around, if they have these, time jump capability engines,
right,
they can, and we're not talking like time travel. This is kind of going from point A to point B. You can bend time and do it in a shorter distance. It's not going back in time or ahead in time. It's just making shorter time. That was Einstein's theory of relativity.
Well,
and if they can do that, it would make them, when they're doing stuff like that, look extremely, extremely fast.
Yes.
And that would also explain why they can move that way, because in their reality, they're not moving that way. They're moving at regular speed, just accelerating. So it's fascinating stuff how it's explained. And that would also explain abrupt turns and stuff like that.
Yes.
And we can take a look at, there's still some more video on this.
Well, I thought this is just all conspiracy theory stuff. And then just a few months ago, the president said we had weapons that can alter space and time. And that brought me back to that explanation. I'm like,
this is the original clip right here, what you're going to look at. And as you can see, they're watching this thing from a distance.
Right. Okay, changing.
Yeah, they're changing the lens flares to see if they get
trying to see
what
if
can get
better.
them the best
Right.
picture, right?
Yeah.
And there it is.
I can't see it.
It's there. It's at least when they were looking at it in that particular, it was just to the there it is.
There it is.
Again.
Yeah,
There it is again.
Well, it's just certainly moving right along, whatever it
Certainly
is.
is. I mean, it's just fascinating. Now they're zooming in a bit, trying to get a better handle on it.
Tracking, yes. Yeah.
Oops.
Whoop.
Hit the brakes. Up. Now we're going to speed up. I'll hit the brakes
the heck?
again.
Oh,
It
man.
might actually have some thought on it knows it's being locked in on, and it's trying to get out of that lock.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Look at that sucker go up, down, under, slowing down, zigzagging. Look at that. Look at that.
Very cool.
Slowing down, really slowing down. It's going to go the other direction, I suppose, and that's where we're going to.
It looks like you're going down in a canyon now or something.
Yep.
What the heck?
Well, remember, this is Syria.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did a turn right there. That's for sure. Now it's going. Even though it's the opposite screen, we can't say exactly.
Let me get some of these on here. Boris said, "Looks like a sonogram. I think I saw a baby in there."
You never know.
Kaiju Ninja said, "Looks like a Snapple." Yeah. And Rhonda, something about it's like trying to make a nipple on Cinemax back in the day.
Rhonda's fitting right in.
Smedley is a laser, like when you tease a cat. No,
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, these are. Oh, wait a minute. Jen says a lot of these seem to have a bubble around them, like it.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Weird.
Gone.
Yeah.
And now they're like, where did it go?
And Mick says, as you approach the speed of light, time slows down. NASA even demonstrated clocks slow down when they're on the spacecraft. That's right. That's Einstein's twin theory. Yeah.
Yep. And then they lost it. Where'd it go? It's gone.
Just
amazing
boom.
First video. I'm digging it. That was.
I noticed this too, Jen. They seem to avoid the lock.
Yeah.
Like they're playing with it. It's like when it senses that something locked on it, it's like, irk. Then that's strange. Couldn't some of these be drones, Kaiju Ninja?
No, not in that case. We have nothing that goes that fast.
Yeah, the problem with some of it, I was thinking that too, but the problem with some of it is like it just stops instantaneously and changes direction.
So I understand that what you're looking at, we can identify drones. We're kind of silly if we think the United States military can't identify what the hell a drone is versus one of these things. Right?
Yeah.
They're obviously looking at aerodynamic behavior that is atypical of a drone.
Yeah.
I mean, a drone just can't go.
It's amazing. Some of the things that these whatever these are doing is just like, it can't be a human occupant inside if they're in the same time we are.
And remember, that is a FLIR camera looking at that, forward-looking infrared light, right? Do you see any heat trail from that?
No.
Exactly.
No.
And for it to take off like that, you would need afterburners or something that would leave a heat trail or be very visible when you take off like that.
The propulsion is something completely different.
Right. And remember, drones typically, I mean, not the... see, the drones that we talk about that they're flying to, like they're using in war right now. For example, the Shahed drones that the Iranians are using, and we actually built a bunch of our own using their model, but we just put better electronics and guidance in them.
Lucas,
right? They don't look like your drones you can buy in a store, right? The same thing with you can consider a drone like the Predator. That's a drone, but it can't do things that the store-bought ones, like the store-bought ones can go like that. But those are based on propeller-based, and that's the reason why they can make those motions, because they work on 4 propellers.
Yeah.
So you can't get the speeds that you can. So when you have something doing these awkward maneuvers on a dime, and then just that's something that nothing can do.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you some more video, which is even more compelling. And remember, this is the military. They've already looked at these. Well, that's a drone. No, we don't know what that is. It's not a drone.
And yeah, the acceleration is just, especially on that one, the instant acceleration is just incredible.
Boom.
And there was no stream of.
Even at 5% speed,
right,
you could not see anything.
Yeah, if that was a rocket, there would be like a chemtrail behind it.
Right. Yeah. Just unreal.
It's weird.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Jen said these.
I'm going to pull that one off.
These drops are stated as things the government can't figure out, so that's telling. Yeah.
So let's take a look at this one. And this is the one Chris likes. Now, this was released.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing is this is cropped. And I'll tell you what, I had seen this released by Jeremy Corbell about a year ago, and it actually had the data on it. So I believe this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in Pakistan. Near the Afghanistan border, or Afghanistan near the Pakistan border. And that's pretty amazing when you think of it, because there's something coming out and back into the clouds.
Right.
Out.
That's
and
weird.
back into the clouds.
Yeah. Now, it has some sort of trail behind it. It's kind of weird.
A little bit, but not.
But it's not like a heat. Yeah. Right. It's like the space around it looks weird. And where it's trailing looks weird.
And that's not a camera anomaly because, I'll play that again. That's not a camera anomaly because it goes in and out of the clouds.
Okay.
Like there you can see it go right into the clouds.
YouTube, Boris. Thanks, bud. Yeah. That's what got me. It goes in the clouds and back out. Now that's pretty neat. That shows you it's not somebody's mouse pointer, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Wild. One more in the original. And Chris, don't be disappointed by a small crowd tonight. It is the holiday weekend, so
this is right. Yeah,
we
this
never
is
have
the footage from probably one of those AWACS planes, one of the intelligence gathering planes.
Actually, I believe this actually came from a drone.
A drone?
Yeah, this came from like a Predator.
You know, it would be nice if they would give us the info. I mean, why they need to black that out? So what?
Operational security. They don't want it. They won't want you to know exactly where they're operating at.
Yeah, and makes it maybe just secret propulsion using Mentos and Coca-Cola.
You never know.
Oh man,
so that's that one.
Well, the story, you know, they're supposed to use some sort of gravity engine, which, you know, hey, if we could figure that out, that would be cool. Maybe we have. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that.
You know, that's the thing about the United States. You know, all these other countries have these like military parade days, and they show off the best of the stuff they got, and they're really happy and brag about it. And the United States keeps everything hidden away.
Well, I don't know. We've been, we've been flying the B-2 bomber around the last 20 years.
Yeah, but
showing it sporadically at graduation ceremonies. I know because literally we have a school, Ventnor Polytechnic Institute, that's in Troy, New York. When I was living in Clifton Park, this had to be like 2002, 2003. They said, "Oh, there's going to be a B-50, a B-2 flying over."
Yes.
And I wasn't looking around for it. I'm like, it's not going to fly over here. And I'm out on my deck, and I hear this weird noise. Like, I'm familiar with engine noises. Again, I worked at the airport, so I know what small engine planes sound like, large engine planes sound. I know what military jets sound like. Then I heard this really weird noise. The kind of noise, and there are some aircraft that have a weird noise. Like, for example, the C-5A Galaxy. I don't know if you've ever been around in any of those. They have a very weird sound, right?
Yeah, right.
Very unique sound to them. Well, this was another one where this was like a really unique sound. I look up in the sky. All of a sudden, first I see a shadow, and it's got the shadow of a triangle.
Yeah.
And I look up in the sky, and there it is. I saw it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, holy shite. I got to see it. I can't believe it. I just was in the right place, right time.
You got to keep in mind, the B-2 bomber, as cool as that thing is from 1988.
Yeah.
1988. And we have got 5 or 6 generations better stuff than that now.
But here's the interesting thing. If you think about it, we have Stewart Air Force Base, which is in Newburgh, New York, down at the very far end of the Hudson Valley. And then we had an Air Force base, base back in the 80s up in Plattsburgh, New York.
Right.
Which is at the Canadian border. So if you fly that plane up and down from Plattsburgh, New York to Newburgh, New York.
Right.
Okay, a lot of pilots, what is their most safest route? They follow the flight corridor is the Hudson River.
Yeah.
Until it's time to get off at your stop, basically. Well, what's along the Hudson River? The Hudson Valley. And what happened in the 80s? The Hudson Valley UFO sightings, where everybody saw this triangle.
Yeah.
This big, dark triangle at night.
Yeah. With
flashing lights. Well, guess what would have flashing lights and a big, dark triangle at night? Yeah. One of these B-2 stealth bombers.
Yeah.
Going from Plattsburgh to Newburgh or Newburgh to Plattsburgh.
Right.
Right. Under the cover of darkness because they didn't want to show it in the broad daylight. They didn't really bring it out until, I think, the late 90s.
Yeah.
So that made all the sense in the world to me.
That's the thing. Our military is so secretive, and they will gaslight you. They will feed into disinformation.
Sure.
Like when they were developing these stealth fighters and stealth bombers out at the Skunk Works, Groom Lake, when they were doing test flights with them, and people were calling in and saying, "Hey, I saw a black triangle." And they're like, "Yeah, we saw that too. Must be an alien. Wow." We didn't see anything on radar. That's the good one. You saw a UFO. Well, we didn't see anything on radar. No, nothing in the sky. But, of course, that's what it was designed to not be seen on radar. Yeah, okay. Yes. Thank you again for lying to me, government. We appreciate that. But, my point is we're at least 5 or 6 generations better, more advanced than the B-2 bomber right now.
Oh, yeah.
And the B-2 is just an upgrade of the flying wing. That's all that
Well, it's got a heavy payload on it. And,
yeah. Well, those dudes can carry
and we still use the B-1s as well, so.
Those things can drop like a cement truck. Oh, the B-52s. Yeah, those are still around.
Yeah, the B-52.
I read up on that. They got new engines. They're more fuel efficient.
And well, they use those for different reasons. Like B-52s, they use it for carpet bombing.
Right. Yeah.
The B-2s they use for the mother of all bombs. Yeah. And the bunker busters, they use the B-2s for those. And the B-1s they use for more pinpoint type of attacks.
The Moab, I think they have to drop that out of a cargo aircraft because it's so freaking massive, huge.
Not anymore.
I don't think that can get that in the B2, Steve. Not the Moab. That thing is like a semi truck. No joke. It's like a semi truck full of boom boom powder. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The F-15 is old too, Mick. Yeah, and the A-10. Those have a very unique sound. We had those based out of Holloman Air Force Base when I was there. Now they've got like
absolutely
the
right.
right.
It's the MC-130 that uses the Moab.
Yeah, it takes a
C-130. And then the bunker busters, the MOPs, are dropped by B2s.
Right. Yeah, that's a specialty weapon. Yeah, yes. That's like a howitzer.
I'm sorry. What did Mick just say?
Said the F-15s were designed in the 50s. It's an old aircraft.
Yeah, well, the A-10s, which they keep threatening every so many years to mothball, they just upgraded those to now have in-flight refueling.
Yeah, they're awesome. Man, the A-10s.
Those things are...
I get to watch the training video. Of course, when you get to an Air Force base, they show you what kind of planes they got, and they'll have demo videos of them, which, it's not supposed to go out to the public. And we were watching it, and it's like I was watching. They had a slow motion camera inside of a tank because the A-10 was designed as a tank killer. Yep. It's a flying gun, is what it is. And you could see when the guy was shooting the tank with the A-10, and you could see the round going through the tank, entering the tank, flying through the air, and going out of the tank. And I'm like, oh my God! It just passed through that tank just like it was nothing, like it was paper.
And the shells in that gun are made of irradiated tungsten.
Yeah, this depleted uranium.
They mix that in with the tungsten. And if anybody has had, are you familiar with tungsten?
Yes.
So my wedding ring is tungsten.
Really, really heavy metal.
Yeah, my wedding ring is tungsten. Mm-hmm. And that, I tell you what, that sucker weighs almost...
Yes.
I mean, you look at it and think, oh, it's going to be light, and you held it. It's like, oh, this thing's heavy.
Yes.
I mean, I would not want to get this whipped at my head.
Yeah, that's called heavy metal, or some people call it Mallory metal, and it's we use it for balancing engines.
Yeah, and it don't bend.
Works good.
Yeah, it don't bend.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, they make drill bits and stuff out of that stuff. Yeah.
The amazing thing what I found out is that to make it malleable, you have to... Most metals you can heat up to like 700, 800 degrees, and the metal becomes malleable. You can bend it and shape it.
Yeah.
Tungsten is 1,500 degrees or better.
Yep.
Very, it takes a little more than...
good stuff. It's expensive. I bought some 2 or 3 years ago. And it's like, $12-15 for just a couple little pieces.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes you got to have that stuff.
This was not, a cheap band.
Right.
And not to mention, it's not only that, but it's thick.
Yeah. Yeah. Thick and heavy.
Yes.
That's the thing about gold bands. Especially if you do any mechanic work, you'll end up, bending it and getting it out of shape. About once a year, I would I would take mine in and get it straightened up.
Now I'm like a bull in a china shop. So, All right, I'm going to take a look at another video, Chris. We got 3 more.
Oh, okay.
So, and the last one is really short. So this one, let's play this one. Here we go. Now here's one that's doing some.
Well.
Now, this is not the same one we saw in the first video. Not the same particular craft, but you saw it make like an abrupt stop there for a second.
Yes.
And what this is going to do, and just the amount of sheer time that they're looking at this. You understand that is this a drone? No. Because given the amount of time they're looking at this, and don't forget, they've seen drones before.
Right.
Now it's slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Stop. Look at that.
Yeah. That's a fast direction change.
Somebody keeps texting me, but my phone is not in this office. So, we're in the studio.
that one looks like it's got sort of a heat trail following behind it, but I think that's that where it's moving through the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's lens flare.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's lens flare. Yep. You move fast. If you move your hand fast, it can blur. So now you see clouds.
Yeah.
Just unreal. Almost seems to have a dark spot there. See that? Like right in the middle?
Yeah. I'm seeing that. That's weird.
That's the porthole. They're going,
if we look really close, there's probably a Bigfoot in there. Probably at the portal.
It's a portal.
Oh, man.
Well, there it is. It's just unreal.
And getting back to what Jen said earlier about, it seems
Look
like
at it's going again up and down and rip.
when they lock onto these things, it seems like they sense it. Like, something's
Look at that.
locked onto them.
Oh, look at that. Urgh.
Left and right, left and zigzagging. Wow. That's kind of a weird shape.
And
Well,
they got some kind of data up on the screen they didn't want to show.
probably the speed.
And just the fact that you see the clouds, it's giving you some reference as to, they're looking down at it pretty much.
Right.
They're above it. Look at that damn thing go zigging zagging.
That is so weird. What in the world could it be doing? I mean,
Looks like it's searching. I mean, remember, if they're moving at a hyper speed rate,
right?
What they're perceiving is they're moving like a grid pattern almost.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Now they're shooting up. Up, 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 up. Ah, coming back down. Unreal.
Huh.
Tell me, can the drone do that?
None that I've seen. Yeah.
And a balloon won't just stop and then change direction.
No.
Stop on the dime, change direction, zigzag around like that, up, down. Yeah.
Yeah, Kaiju Ninjas, the flying Pop-Tart. Yeah, it did kind of look like a rectangle or something there. Different views. Unidentified aerial Pop-Tart. And Mick says, Steve, I bet Dr. Bruce Maccabee is in heaven right now, spiking the ball and doing the icky shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably got all the answers now, Mick.
Yeah. So, another aspect to this,
cool.
which...
L. Martin, welcome. He says, a buddy of mine was part of the bunker busters testing right after Vietnam. He said they would drop the bomb. You could hear it exploding 15, 20 minutes later.
Well, welcome, El Martino.
Yeah,
good to have you out here. And he's a member as well.
Yeah. Good deal. Glad to have you. Thank you.
So, yeah, there's nothing really big on the Bigfoot front, so we figured we'd bring you a few of this stuff. Our own take on this, because it's a mystery.
Yeah. That's right, Smedley.
Yep.
That's waste from nuclear reactors. You're right. And with this quality, it could be a seagull. I'll agree. Some of the quality is not good. But
but you got to understand that there are, if it was a seagull, it would have been identified.
Yeah.
All right. It's not going to remain classified or top secret in a government file for all these years. And the reason being is that these people are trained observers. I believe there are reports for each one of these videos. They don't match them up together. I wish they would take the video and here's the attached report with it.
Yeah.
But they don't. The reports are separate. But
Jen said the one that splits in two is cool.
Yep. I don't have that one up.
I don't think I've seen that. I've watched
I have. It's kind of like moving and then all of a sudden it just goes.
Right.
Yeah, and there's two of them. Maybe this is one of them. I don't know. But here, we can clearly see in this next video that we're dealing with something that's not drones, because they end up submerging in water and they follow them underwater for a distance. And then they come out of water. So here we go.
Oh, yeah.
There they are underwater. Now there's 4 above the water. And mind you, this is the same event. They just took different angles. So now it's out of the water. I mean, just weird, flying in this weird type of formation.
Yeah.
And then they'll eventually go back in the water, I believe.
Yeah, if, and they moved apart a little bit too. So if it was something wrong with the sensor, it would be like the same at all the time.
Oh, there they are underwater again. See? Now they're underwater again. Now those are definitely not birds, and they're moving at the same speed. Now they're coming out of water again.
Yeah. Hope they don't hit a whale or something.
Unreal. Yeah. That was my bottle popping.
What in the world?
Yeah. I know it's the first time you're watching this one, Chris, huh?
Yeah, no, I think I'd seen this one. I think that previous one that you showed, I hadn't saw that one. I don't think. I think I've watched this one. In and out of the water.
But there's no drone technology. You can go underwater, and the amazing thing is it goes underwater at the same speed underwater as it is above the water, which is nearly impossible because when you go underwater, you hit that friction with the water, and that's what slows you down. And not apparently with these. There's more underwater. There they are underwater again.
That's really strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
split.
That, and that's what Lou Elizondo calls, one of the 5 observables is the craft transmedium. Is it in the air, then in the water? Or is it in space and then in the air and then the water? Right.
Oh, that's a little different formation there.
Yeah, they're switching up a little bit.
Oh, that's pretty cool. No, I hadn't seen this part. No. No, that's different. Hadn't seen this part. Maybe I stopped watching it at that point. Because I think there was about an hour of them, and I watched about probably half of it. And, I was just not impressed with the quality. I'm waiting for the one that shows the crashed alien ship with the dead alien laying there. That's what I'm waiting for. But that we'll probably never see that. And look at that formation, how tight that is now. What the hell in the world?
And now they're switching it up again. Looks like they're in a lineup. They're moving around again. Look, they're going back to almost that original formation with 3 on one side, 1 on the other.
Yeah.
Except this is all underwater. Yeah, I can't make heads. Look at that.
Yeah, Kaiju said if our military can't lock on dangerous aircraft, that's concerning. Yes. Or, once they're locked on,
now they're above the water.
The aircraft stops instantaneously because it realizes it's been locked on with something.
Yep. But look how long this video is.
Yeah.
So, okay, now they're going to...
Yeah, I get that. So I'm just saying if these craft are ever a danger, we can't lock on, take them out. I'd worry. Yeah. I agree.
Well, I don't know if I can download it.
And I'm not sure anybody could. could lock on. Well, if it can stop and change directions, I mean, that's going to foil about anything we've got. We do have those anti-aircraft and missiles that can change directions once they achieve a lock. But not so long ago, there's no way, you fire a missile or a rocket at it, and if it stops while you're locked on, it's going to shoot past it. And it's not coming back. Now they would, if they miss something, they could just switch around and come right back until they start running low on fuel. And if they do that, then they just...
So I'm going to download one more for us. And it's already downloaded.
Mm.
The reason why I can't see it is because I'm in the wrong folder. Got it. Okay.
Are we still looking at the water here, or is that... I can't...
Yeah, it's above the water again, yeah. So anyway, that's that one. I mean, we've seen enough of that one.
Yeah, they were trying to switch it up, trying the different lenses or different views and stuff, and some of it's really crappy.
Yeah. Well, okay. The next two are
something.
We're going to look at a couple of videos. The next two are very little different.
Mm-hmm.
So let's add this one up. And this was taken by a Department of Defense official contractor at an airport, I believe, in Kazakhstan or one of the stands. And it's very brief. I'm going to mute it. And there it is.
This is the one I hadn't seen.
Yeah, and then it looks like there it is, And then apparently it just disappears. But that's as part of the record. And that's the fact right there that you have this.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's not your typical aircraft light arrangement.
Right.
Definitely not. No, they don't have a light bar on them. They usually have one spotter under the wing and one under the forward landing gear. So as they come in, the landing lights come on. Sometimes they'll have two on under each wing, and they'll come on, and then they'll have a dimmer light on the centerpiece. So as you see them come in, you'll either see two, and then when they make the exact landing, what it does is the one on the landing gear illuminates the runway for them a lot better.
Yeah.
So
those are definitely not landing lights.
Definitely does not look like that.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool seeing that. So, all right. Now the next one is going to be really interesting. And that's this one.
Mix it. I would like to go on record for those who aren't aware already that I do not subscribe to any connection between Sasquatch and UFOs. I agree.
We agree 100%. That
Yes,
one deserves an air
absolutely.
horn for that. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So the final video for tonight. And we're going to pause this really quick because
Jen wants Skinny Bob to be real. I'd be super impressed if that video shows up. Me too, Jen. I want to see that. I want to see the aliens.
Okay, so take a look. There it is. I'm going to...
Oh, what is this?
Now, this looks like a balloon almost. It's got that tail on it again, right?
Yeah.
Now, remember, this was about the time we had the China balloon.
Yeah.
But remember, there was reports of something being shot down over the Great Lakes in Wisconsin?
Yes.
At the time?
Right. Yeah.
This is the video.
Oh, okay.
Boom!
Okay, well, that was definitely a balloon of some sort. Yes.
But what is that?
Oh, that's weird.
See?
Yeah. I don't know. What would the perspective be there? Would it be something going up or would something going down? I can't tell. I know we're looking at this from an aircraft.
Well, that looks like the missile right there because it's getting closer, closer, closer.
Yeah, right.
Right? And it looks like a balloon to me. But wait a minute. Was that what hit it? I'm not even sure, you know. But it's kind of weird because
it's got a dark spot in the middle too.
It's got a dark spot in the middle, and the other thing too is it's not the line is not center on it.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Right, and it's really hard to tell whether those are pieces of balloon or debris. It looks like debris because one would think you hit it, they would just go
right,
and there'd be some things, but you would see it kind of like feathering down. And obviously,
well, that's one thing too.
The other thing, it could be classified as a UAP, and they say, well, we believe it's a balloon, but we don't know who owned it or whatever, where it came from. So by definition, that would make it unidentified. But what's more interesting is the orb or the light in the sky you see right afterwards. That's moving pretty fast.
That's kind of that's kind of weird. Unless that was the missile that they fired at it, passed through the balloon material and kept going.
Yeah,
I don't know. Those things are set to explode on contact, though. So that would probably be.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, you see some sort of, you know, blast because that's why it went into a million pieces, not just popped them down.
Right.
If it's a balloon.
Yeah, typically, you know, during World War I, the balloons were hard to shoot down because they would shoot them full of holes, and they were just like, okay, they would come down eventually, but they didn't pop like this. Boom. Yeah, that's weird. And if we had the telemetry showing there, we could see if this was increasing in altitude or decreasing in altitude. Because if it's falling down to the ground, it could just be a piece of debris or something. But burning debris, but we don't know. Is it going up or is it going away?
I don't know. But yeah, very interesting to say the least. But
yeah. And Kaiju said when it explodes, it reminds me of a balloon. The tail makes me think of a balloon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but it's kind of weird because what you would think would be the center with the hang down.
Yeah, Jed.
Yeah,
you remember the jellyfish?
Yeah. Well, it could be. It could be an appendage to a craft that's flying. Is that some sort of sensor array, or maybe that's an air sampling array, or maybe that's they go down towards the water because it was over the Great Lakes. Maybe that's something they scoop some water up to fill up. There is a prevailing thought that they use hydrogen extracting from water to power their engines, and that's why we see this constant going underwater or developing a way of coming close to the water. You know, why are they skimming the water? You know, maybe they're dropping something into the water we just can't see, and they're scooping up and filling up their tank to go back up. That would explain why they go underwater for a while and then they come back out.
Maybe they're fishing. You know?
Yeah, it could be fishing. You know, everybody likes a good, you know, Lake Huron heron. You know, herring. You know?
Yeah, they drop a line down there and catch a fish, and then study it or eat it,
or both. They study it, then they eat it.
Oh, this is a fish thing.
Maybe it's an alien race that has a very bad omega-3 complex.
Yeah, Jen said that looks like a lot of debris for a balloon. Yeah, there was a lot of debris. There was,
and it's dropping awfully fast too.
Yeah,
Like you would think you would see it plume out, you know, where it would just be like just floating. But I mean, it's just like drop. You know, did they ever recover any of the debris?
No, you know that they always say that. Oh well, it was lost over water. We can't go. Now that's like why they waited when the Chinese balloon to get over the ocean. They didn't want to shoot it down in Montana because it might hurt a cow. Okay. No, they just didn't want to know what was on it, what it was doing. So they have plausible deniability. Oh, we shot it down over the ocean, so now we don't know what.
Yeah, when they figured out that, hey, wait a minute, you know, some of these, it's going to the south and the southeast. Some of these guys are going to take their guns out and they're going to shoot it down themselves.
I fully intended to take a shot at it. Yes, sir, I did. I was going to take a shot, but I missed it.
Fly your drone into it and pop it.
Well, you know, it's more than a mile high. It was way up there. So I think it was like 30-some thousand feet or something at that time. 3,500 feet. Or 35,000 feet. But, yeah, I kind of made me mad. You know, why is this balloon... Oh, okay, if it is a weather balloon, then okay, yeah, understandable. You know, mistakes happen. These things happen. So let's just go ahead and shoot it down and check out the equipment on it. Is that weather equipment on there, or is it spraying some sort of aerosol in the air as it goes by us, you know?
Actually, it was flying at 60,000 to 65,000 feet.
Yeah, it
was
way up there. Right. It would have been a tall order for a 50 BMG to reach that height.
The balloon was in the stratosphere above civilian traffic. That's the reason why.
But what concerned me, you know, it was flying over these bird migration paths, and you know, not too many months after that, then we start having the bird flu thing going on. And typically, the bird flu was like something that usually happened only in Asia. So that's why I wanted it to be shot down over land, so we could get in there and scrape some samples of see what's going on here. Why has this weather balloon got bird flu aerosol in it? You know, shit like that. I don't trust China. I'm sorry, I don't. But that's just me.
Maybe if they shut it down and also they drop like 5,000 Chinese food menus.
I don't know.
Eat at Panda Garden.
But
which irritates me. Why do they call it Panda Garden? I go there. Hey, can I get some panda? What, you don't serve panda? Why you call it a Panda Garden?
Yeah, I like Chinese food. Good as the next guy. But
eat it, Lucky Wok.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not a China hater or anything. You know, I like Chinese stuff, and you know, what would I do without Temu? I don't know. I like Temu, but you know, when they're flying balloons over my home country here, I don't like that. Oh, it's just a weather balloon. Well, okay then. It's accidental.
Yeah, Al, all we found was 6,000 menus and 2,000 pairs of complimentary chopsticks.
Yeah, it's just a weather balloon. But okay, that's fine. Let's bring it down and check it out. Make sure it's just a weather balloon. And if it's not, let's ask them why they're lying to us.
Well, they recovered the parts from that. They just never classified.
Sure. Yeah, but it's just a weather balloon, right?
No.
We always classify weather balloons, right? Yeah. No. I want to know what it was doing. I mean, was it collecting information on our bases? Likely. But I want to know if there was something more nefarious going on, like spritzing us with bird flu and stuff, you know? Because believe me, I was having to buy those $8 chicken eggs there for a while.
Yeah, but how much could it carry, you know, being that high up? How much would it really aerate? You know, it'd be really random.
Yeah, well,
you know,
it would, yeah.
And that would be an act of war.
Yes, that's probably why they don't tell us. Right.
I have a feeling it was just a spy balloon, trying to get it over very quietly, taking some pictures of our high tech stuff.
ET weather balloon. Yeah. Yeah. Shoots a UFO out of the sky with a squirrel gun. No, no, Mick, I have a 50 BMG. We're not going to get into that topic, but I was fully expecting to reach out and touch it. The shell is that long. It's huge. But they did something that I did not agree with. And at that time, I did not agree with our leadership allowing it to fly completely from one end of our country to the other and then shooting it over the ocean after it had done collected all the info or did whatever nefarious
And you know
mission,
damn well it already, they have an uplink to it. It's not like...
Oh, obviously, yes. They're not waiting for it to come back home to collect the info. No, it's
right.
like, dee,
Yep.
Hey, they got, 27 B-52 bombers down
I mean,
there.
it's hard to think. We have Voyager 1 out there, which is 2 billion miles away, and we're still able to send it instructions, and it send it messages back.
Yeah.
And it takes 23 hours to do it, but it still works. And that's 1 billion miles away.
Right. Yeah. Well,
It's not even in the solar system.
But I can promise you, our military is not that incompetent as to allow this to happen. They were told to allow it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can promise you that. We had out there at Holloman Air Force Base in Alamogordo, New Mexico, they have an alert pad out there. Now, this is all common knowledge, so
But Chris, in fairness, not to interrupt, in fairness, they might have not shot it down over the continental United States because there might be a biological hazard, there might be a radiological hazard in it.
Right.
Or it might have a self-destruct sequence in it that hits the ground and self-destruct is going to do harm to people. So that's probably why they waited to get it out over the ocean before they took it down, truthfully.
Well, yeah, but they could have shot it down over Montana. Come on, Montana's got more cows than it does people.
I understand, but if let's say something radiological's in it. Now
well,
then, then you got a radiological emergency over U.S. soil. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the smart thing, and you know what? I will defer that it was probably smart letting it. The only way we don't know what's on that thing. The only way to really safely take it down is over the ocean. And we'll scoop it up afterwards and we can test it. And the next time that happens, we're going to shoot it down over Wisconsin, over to the Great Lakes.
Well, they had an alert pad, and I guess they still do. I haven't been down there in several decades, but they had an alert pad there at Holloman Air Force Base. Of course, it's within less than 200 miles from the border. And they had jets out there on the pad, loaded up, ready to go, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They had pilots out there at the alert pad, ready to go, 24 hours, 7 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if something was caught on radar, even approaching U.S. airspace from Mexico, them guys were in the air in just a matter of minutes. I mean, the time it takes them to run out, jump in the plane, close the lid, have the ground crew pull the chocks, and they're gone. Salute, goodbye.
Sure.
They're in the air. So this would have been well taken care of had they been given the go ahead.
But we fast forward to 9/11, 2001, and we can get an aircraft to intercept Flight 93.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We couldn't find the aircraft on the radar. Mm-hmm. Because they turned their transponders off. And I'm sure the Tricom balloon did not have a transponder on it.
Right.
So to find it, you would need to visually see it. And I've been watching a lot of I'm very well read up on 9/11 and some of the response.
Yeah.
And we were under attack. And where are the planes? It took them an hour to get a couple of planes to fly over New York City.
Yeah, well, when that first happened, remember the first thing they had to do was ground everybody.
It had nothing to do. They grounded all commercial flights.
Yeah.
They didn't ground government flights.
Right.
So
Yeah, the only ones in the air at that time were the Air Force.
Were the military, right?
Yeah.
But it took them like an hour or two to get planes over New York City. It took them over 5 hours to get an escort for Air Force One. 5 hours, and guess where they came from? Texas. And guess what? They did it on their own initiative. They didn't have any structural orders at the time. That's how screwed up our air defenses were up until 2001.
Yeah.
And then they found out there was a big disconnect between the FCC and the military. So, because they didn't have compatible systems as far as communicating between the agency heads.
Right. The reason that worked for the bad guys is because, there are so many thousands of planes in the air at all times in the United States. And when that first happened, the order came out to ground everybody. So everybody had to reroute to the closest airport, that they could safely land at. And that takes time, man. That takes time.
It's unreal because that was the first time, you call them hijackings. But really what they were takeovers. It wasn't a hijacking because, in the 70s, there were a lot of hijackings. But what's the first thing a hijacker does? Gets on the radio and tells ground control, we have hijacked the plane, blah, 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 right?
Right.
In this instance, they didn't do that. Only through their own stupidity, pushing a wrong button because they were so illiterate on how to use plane controls, other than just to kind of guide it where it needs to go. That's how we got out of there yelling about, this is the captain speaking and you hear the Egyptian accent and, everybody calm down.
Well, the way it worked out.
I don't want to say any of the keywords. They can get us blasted on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, the way it worked out, their plan worked because they had them close enough together. I'm sure the original plan was to everybody hit at the same time.
Their plan, some people can say their plan worked. I say it ended up failing. And
One
I'll
of the plans.
I'll tell you why. The remarkable thing about it is we had relatively new inventions, cell phones.
Yeah.
Right? And people on a plane were finding out, and that's what happened. It only took their plan was only good for an hour and a half. Right? Because when that plane took off at 9:30 from I think it came out of Dulles, right, going to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And then it got hijacked over Ohio. And it turned around. People had started making phone calls and finding out what happened to the other three planes.
Right.
And they stopped it cold right there.
Yeah.
A few months later, we had Richard Reed, the shoe bomber, over in England. Plane takes off, I think, out of Heathrow. He has, one of those boom things in his shoe.
Yeah.
And they noticed that, and everybody jumps him. This NBA player, it's got him pinned down. This doctor on board pulls out a sedative and puts him to sleep with a shot.
Yeah.
Right? Their plan was good for an hour and a half.
Right.
From the time
that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time.
Well, it's not really in the scope of things because we did something they never expected us to do. Is now that every time somebody hijacks a plane, the passengers revolt and beat the shit out of them because they think that, right? So the plan doesn't work anymore.
Right.
People are dynamic. It's one thing I learned from the loss prevention industry when in the early 1990s, they said, we're going to roll out this thing. It's going to cost you your jobs. It's called electronic article surveillance. And they put all these tags on stuff, right? Companies spending billions of dollars on this technology, right?
Yeah.
For only 3 months later, for all the people say, well, pardon my French, fuck it. I'm just going to take the item out of the box, put the box in there. Yeah. Now I got the item.
Right.
The
Don't need the
thing
box
that goes
anyway.
beep is on the box, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's not a device out there that can't be defeated. And within a year, they laid a bunch of us off afterwards. And, this won't cost you your jobs. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? And then all of a sudden, our staff gets reduced by 60%. I was one of the lucky ones that stayed. But within 3 months, they had all figured out how to get around that stuff.
Yeah.
People are dynamic. There is nothing you're going to put up that somebody won't figure out to defeat.
There's always a smarter guy in the room. Yeah,
but
exactly.
It depends on a number of things. Like, for example, a lot of people have home security, and I don't want to give anybody ideas, but I know easily a couple of dozen ways to defeat that relatively easy. If your home security is through the internet. Because there's ways to shut people's internet down like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So a real savvy person would just take care of that, one shot. Now they're blind. They're blind, deaf, and can't get a word out.
Yeah, you need a security system with a hard drive recorder.
No. No, you there are ways to defeat a system where you can't even get a cell phone signal out.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I know, I'm with you. Yeah. But
it'll disconnect your Wi-Fi, it'll disconnect.
Yeah, but if
your phone signal,
if your camera is hardwired to a hard drive and it's recording on a physical computer there on the premises, then there's no way around that other than cut the wire. Yeah, that's why they had so much trouble with Afro Man's security system.
Or with a lot of criminals do is take the recording device with them.
Yeah, they had to take it with them. Like they did Afro Man's.
Yeah, those guys were dumb.
Oh, that was so great. I don't want to get off on a tangent.
No. That's not. But anyway, well, Chris, it's 10:30, just about 10:30. And we want to wish you a nice, happy vacation. Get some me time in there.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I'm going to miss you guys. But, it's not like I'm going away forever. There'll be some times when, I might pop in the chat and say hi, or not. But, it's not going to be, I'm not going to spend all summer lounging on the beach like our hairy friend there. I've got some lawnmowers to repair and some homework to get, homework sounds like I'm in school. Some home repairs to get made.
And you got the honey-do list.
Yeah, we gotta work on that stuff. I think it's probably time to work on the kitchen again. I put the wife up all new cabinets and refinished them in natural oak, and I was in love with them. And then she decided she wants to paint them gray instead of having a natural oak, really glossy finish on there. Beautiful natural wood. She painted them gray. And now I think maybe she's really interested in going with a different type of cabinets now. So, you should have just left them alone. But that's okay. That's all right. What, about $3,000 or $4,000? No big deal. Yeah. So we'll be redoing that and working on that. And I do want to get a little road time in. I want to get back out west. I lived out there in New Mexico for a while, and I kind of miss it. I'd like to get back out there and see what's going on. Possibly go to the White Sands, but definitely going back to the Grand Canyon. And I would like to see, this is going to be a lot of trips, but I would like to see Yellowstone again. And this time I want to see Old Faithful. I would like to see that erupt, because that was the whole goal with going there last time. And then the snow the night before stopped me. They closed the roads going to the Old Faithful geyser. So the only thing I got to see of Yellowstone was just the entrance there at the park where you get to the Welcome Center and Mammoth Hot Springs, which, don't get me wrong, Mammoth Hot Springs is well worth the trip. And I did hear the wolves howling in the background. I loved that.
But didn't see the elk, didn't see the buffalo, didn't see the grizzly bears.
We saw a few animals going in there, but the main goal was, hey, let's go to Yellowstone and see Old Faithful. And we went to Yellowstone, did not get to see Old Faithful, and that's like going to a Kiss concert and not seeing the band play. what the heck am I doing here? You know,
Or they come out without makeup on.
right.
Like, what?
Oh man.
And this is Kiss at 80.
Or you go down to this happened. Go down to El Paso to try to buy your way into a ZZ Top concert, and they don't have any more tickets for sale. It's sold out. So you sit in the parking lot with your buddies on the tailgate, drinking and listening to us. And the concert was great. We heard every song played.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yeah.
You know, but my bedtime's still 9 p.m. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I went and saw them in 2000. They were great during the.
I saw Kiss in 98
Yeah.
on the Psycho Circus tour. That was phenomenal.
Right. This was the the end tour or something like that. The
one of the
final
end tour,
tour. Yeah, 26 years ago, and they're still on the road. Right.
Well, the Psycho Circus tour, they put up these giant screens all around the venue, and they gave everybody that came in a pair of 3D glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really wild. I lost them, unfortunately. They would have been nice collector's item because they
Very
had
cool.
the Kiss logos on them, anything like a circus.
Oh, dude, that's eBay stuff right there, buddy. That have brought some big bucks from
I know.
Kiss
Well,
Army guys. Oh man, but it was a good show. They had, I was really proud. They had Ted Nugent there, and then some of these new guys that was, I don't know.
Yeah,
They're famous, but not to me.
They only had Frank there. They picked up from Cumberland Farms. We're back to that again.
I'd got my money's worth just by listening to Uncle Ted play, though. I was perfectly content, and then Kiss came out. So I was like, oh yes. I can't remember the other guys. Who was the other guy? They did that song like 18 in Life thing, whatever it was.
Oh, Skid Row.
Yeah, those guys, right? Yeah,
18 and life.
yeah. They opened up.
And life to go.
Right, they opened up for Ted Nugent, and then Ted Nugent opened for Kiss. And Uncle Ted was rocking, buddy. He even he shot the flaming arrow into the guitar.
Fever.
He did it, yes. He did Stranglehold. He did a bunch of all his greatest ones. It was awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, love to go back and do that all over again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen a lot of bands in my day for a while. Then I stopped going, and then a few years ago, I went out and I saw Slipknot. That was pretty wild show. But another band that puts on a hell of a show and that's on the stage for a couple hours and that you're going to get entertained and it's worth your money. Kiss was the same thing. They were on the stage for like 2.5 hours. You got a show. Right. And that's what the important thing is that, I think, there are some, a lot of bands I saw, I saw Metallica when they were doing that rotating stage thing where they had the whole floor stage where they were in the middle of the venue. That was kind of cool. Everybody got swag that night, guitar picks and drumsticks. And they must have threw out about 1,000 of those things.
Oh, man. I never went to a lot of concerts when I was growing up because I always had to work. And
I didn't when I was growing up, but as an adult, I had a long string of, seeing Godsmack, Disturbed, and I worked actually as mixer security, which one of the best places to be at a concert is at the mixer because you have to see the stage in your center stage. Mm-hmm. And it was for Woodstock 98, which was actually in Woodstock, New York. And I got to see Richie Havens, Stevie Nicks.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Townsend of The Who.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And that which probably was the best performance of the 2 days combined. The Goo Goo Dolls, a few others. I think Tracy Chapman was there. But the night it was, Pete Townsend doing Teenage Wasteland. And it was just phenomenal. And when rock and roll hit into the 90s, and you got the new wave thing, or what do they call that? Modern rock or new wave rock? I don't know what it was. The 90s was grunge.
Well, yeah, they had that too, but there was this other kind of rock that was going on. Like you had the presidents of the United States of America, and they had guitars with 3 strings on them. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't really
I never
like
followed
any
any of it. Not really.
No.
I was, metalhead from the day. Van Halen, Pantera.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Scorpions.
Steve is a headbanger, guys. I'm telling you.
Some
He
Rush.
some heavy stuff.
Wasn't really big on the Rolling Stones. Wasn't really big on.
Yeah, some of their stuff's good.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. Just I ended up doing backstage security for the Rolling Stones, which was really cool. Because there I am standing right next to Mick Jagger and what's his name, and I'll tell you what, as old as they were even back then, they looked like $1 million. They were very well dressed, very well behaved, very nice to everybody around them, which was really cool. I've been some very interesting places in my lifetime.
Susie Miles said Sebastian Bach was my dream man.
Yeah, not so much anymore, right? I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the Motley Crue Vince Neil fans. Boy, did he fall off. Ooh.
Well, age comes for us all.
Yeah, I know. Well, Vince Neil, aged gracefully like the Ford Pinto.
Well, everybody, make sure you live it up while you're young, because
this is kind of fun. We're talking about pop culture now.
Yes.
Always interesting.
But I enjoyed concerts. I've not been to many, but when I go to one, I'll go all out. Everybody, we're getting T-shirts and all this other stuff. But
Chris goes out there. He's got the big hat with the springy stars on him.
No. The big hat with the multiple things to hold drinks up there and the straws.
You go to a Kiss concert, you got to get a T-shirt. You go to a Slipknot concert, you got to get a T-shirt. You went to Metallica, you got to get a T-shirt.
Yeah. And it's not like, it's like $12. No, it's like, $60.
No, really.
It's ridiculous.
And if you didn't want to spend the $60, you can always go out in the parking lot, and there'll be some bootleggers out there selling shirts.
Yeah.
Very similar for $20.
Yeah. Oh, man.
If you talk to them nicely, you can get 2 for $20.
But some of the music of the 90s, I just really didn't click with me.
I wasn't really that big of a 90s fan. In 2000, towards the end of the 90s, metal started to come back a bit, and that's where you got bands like Godsmack, Disturbed.
Yeah.
Pantera was ripping it through the 90s.
Yeah.
There's just so many bands that, there's a few that died out that were good.
Bill Martin said Tesla and Great White was a good show. Journey was awesome. Motley, AC/DC. What can you say? They gave me hearing damage, and I loved every ringing ear moment. Yeah, exactly.
One of the loudest bands I saw was King's X, and they had a reputation for being the loudest band. Yep, you could hear them a mile away.
Well, but, we listened to ZZ Top in the parking lot, and it was louder than if we'd had their
and you didn't get any beard hair in your beverage.
No.
One of the most tragic things was when Pantera split. They formed a band called Damage Plan.
I did not know this.
And they had a few. They cut an album, was really good.
Yeah.
And they happened to be playing on a Tuesday or Sunday night in Clifton Park, which is a venue I played at. One of the venues that my band would play at.
Yes, because Steve had his own band there. He was a singer there for a while.
So we decided, let's go down, let's go. So me and the band went to see them, and my wife showed up, ex-wife I should say at the time, and we were all there, and great show. A band called by the name of Shadows Falls opened for them,
right?
And boy, they were ripping it, and they did a few Pantera songs too.
Yeah,
and great night, and then 2 nights later, maybe 3 nights later, I was woken up in the morning early by the ex, saying that the lead guitarist for Pantera, or Damage Plan 2, Dimebag Darrell, had been killed.
Ah.
And he was murdered on stage.
Oh, my God.
Along with one bodyguard, one fan that tried to intervene.
Mm-hmm.
And the killer was, taken down by the first responding police officer who came in with a shotgun, saw him, and
Right.
the guy was about to do somebody else and took care of him. You want to talk about, like, holy shit, less than 48 hours ago,
Right.
I was watching this guy on stage.
Yeah.
And that was the end of Damage Plan. They came back with another band with another singer, which was really good too. And a lot of people don't, if they don't know Dimebag Darrell Abbott, his brother, Vinnie Paul Abbott, was the drummer for the band. So his brother saw his brother get shot down on stage. But
oh, man.
he rebounded and went back on stage and played the drums many more times over. And then he tragically passed away young of a heart attack.
Yeah.
When I say young, he was in his 50s.
Well, that's young.
He's young.
Come on, man. That's young. Back when I was 18, I thought 50 was like 100, but now
true.
I'm like, well, dang it. I'm still young, maybe.
And
I want to be young. Young in my mind, but the body's broken.
I see a bunch of 20-something-year-olds sitting at a table. Guys, you need bibs.
Yeah. Everybody's a kid. Everybody's a kid, yeah. Oh, kid.
Do you have your drive? Make sure you pack your lunch now. Well, anyway.
Oh, God.
God, it's been, what a fun journey it's been tonight.
Yeah, Lawrence, very diverse conversations. I'm really digging this live stream.
Thank you. Yeah. We,
it's not always about Bigfoot.
it doesn't have to be tonight. Chris going away for, we'll be back to the grindstone next week.
Yeah.
Of course, next week we'll have the Wolf, Brian Wolf.
Have a good co-host.
On with us, who's got a much better voice than I.
Oh, yeah. Much better than me.
He's also got a studio and a half too. So
yes, he's done this before. He's
been an internet DJ and a physical DJ for
professional
many
DJ.
many years.
Professional DJ. He's good.
And a professional Santa Claus too.
I love Brian. Yeah, he's great. Oh man.
And I just confirmed with him today. I said, "Are you all ready to go next week?" He's like, "Yes." And
All right. Good deal.
So we're gonna be good. I gotta send him some information to get the login.
Everybody's reminiscing about the concerts.
There's another
Pantera,
story.
White Zombie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's
White
another
Snake.
White Snake.
20-minute
White.
solo. Oh my God.
Great White.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about LA. Let's do this. Okay, he said LA Guns N' Roses. Who's next? You remember the Great White Fire in Connecticut? You remember that, Chris?
Was that the stage collapsed or was that a different thing?
That's where they had the fire. They had the pyro, like the whole place on fire, and something like 600 some odd people died.
Oh, no, I did not. Oh, no, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Google it. There's a documentary on it.
Out.
It's
that's
what
horrible.
a story that is. Horrible.
Yeah, Rhonda. I didn't get to see him either, Rhonda, but I got to hear him. We tried to get in. We couldn't get in. All the tickets were gone.
No.
No, Mick.
No.
Yeah, we tried to get in. We thought we'd just show up and buy a ticket at the door, and no, you don't do that.
What?
That's not. Oh, Mick, thank you so much. Mick gifted 5 memberships.
Thank you, sir.
So.
Appreciate
Sir, we
it.
appreciate it. Yes. Sir. What a great guy, Mick. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was.
Oh, thank you, Windows. No, you're not going to update now.
No, yeah. Thank you, Windows.
Yes. Hey, would
There
you
was
like to update now? No, I don't.
like I said, when I was playing in a band, there was another venue called Saratoga Winners. Unfortunately, Saratoga Winners, number one, wasn't in Saratoga,
right,
and it burned down. About a while ago. But I mean, completely to the ground. It was like,
yeah.
But I remember getting a phone call from one of the people that worked there. Said, Steve, we have a band tonight going Meet the Creeper. You're going to want to buy tickets. They're only $10. Buy a ticket for this and show up early.
Right.
And there was. I drove out there and it says, oh, tonight, 8 p.m., Meet the Creeper. Like, what the hell is that? Never heard that band.
Cool.
Pull in. It wasn't a band called Meet the Creeper. It was a sneak concert. And it was only told by mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It was Rob Zombie.
I'll be dang. Wow.
Yeah, it was Rob Zombie. And there we are, right first, right in the front. And
talk about fall in a sewer and come out smelling like a rose.
yeah, I was like, oh yeah. Because
wow,
by the time we got there, we had already, we got another phone call. Yeah, all right. So I go down and I go to the box office to get my tickets. And they're like, Steve, it's Rob Zombie. Oh, okay, I'll be there.
Good.
So I ended up getting like $60 worth of tickets and brought some friends with us and everything.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here you go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Great show too.
Duran, I remember them. Oh, Bad Company in Kansas. Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh, those were awesome.
My first was Van Halen.
Yeah.
With Sammy Hagar playing. It was an amazing show.
I wish I'd had money when I was younger, where I could have went and did some of this stuff, but I didn't.
I didn't have money, but I had puppy dog eyes.
Well, I didn't have those either. So, but my son had a band. It's no longer exists now, but it's called Court of Three.
Yes,
you guys check it out on YouTube sometime. They have a whole playlist there. We used to have it. Some of the songs opening up for the Squatch-D TV, and
radio.
Then all of a sudden
we did it for the radio. Yep.
Yeah, all of a sudden we got hit with the copyright strikes for the music. It's like we're like, we have permission to use this. It's
we
like,
fixed that in a hurry. Yeah, that fixed it in a hurry.
But what a pain.
Yeah. Those damn bots.
Yeah. Oh no, it just probably I'm just taking off the summer recon scout there. Not any particular plans other than probably going to Grand Canyon and
Yellowstone
if I can.
Well, you know what? If you can't go to Yellowstone, go to Jellystone. See Yogi and Boo Boo.
Yeah, that's just down the road from me, Jellystone.
Hey there, Boo Boo.
I see that every time I go to Mammoth Cave.
Picnic basket.
I drive right by Jellystone every time I go to Mammoth Cave. And they've even got Yogi out there. True.
I got to say, I don't know if we're doing a show Wednesday or Friday this week. I don't know. I'm going to, next couple of days, I got to see where we're at. I think we're going to hold off till Friday to do a show this week. Just because I need to get my grounding, because a couple of shows I'm going to be doing by myself.
Yeah, mix it with Rolling Stones used to do that in Toronto. Play small bars.
Yeah, because they like playing.
Very cool.
Keeps them fresh, keeps them practice, keeps them, in or it could be a warm up for another show, a bigger show. So, but we'll be back Sunday night with our regular scheduled programming. Sans Chris Bennett for a couple of months, 2 months.
No, Jen, no. I'm not going down south to kick some snakes. No, thank you. I will do a war dance on it if I get close. Rhonda says, I lived in Kentucky all my life. Never been to Mammoth Cave. That was funny. And I'm sorry, we're reminiscing again. That reminds me of a guy I knew in the Air Force that was from South Dakota. He lived in that town right next to, was it Keystone or something? It's right next to the Mount Rushmore National Monument thing. And we were talking. He said, oh, hey, where you live? I said, oh, yeah, I live in Kentucky over at the Horse Cave. He says, is that anywhere near Mammoth Cave? I said, yeah, it's about, 10 or 12 miles from Mammoth Cave. And he's like, oh, man, you must go there all the time. And I'm like, no, I think I went there on a school trip when I was a kid. That was about it. And, we got to talk about where he lived. He said he lived in Keystone or whatever it was. I can't remember. I'm sorry. That's the town before you get to Mount Rushmore. And I was like, oh, man, you live next to Mount Rushmore. I bet you go up there all the time. And he's like, well, I went there on a school trip when I was a kid.
Gosh.
If you live there, it's no big deal. But if you're, away somewhere, it's like, really like to see that thing. Love it. Thank you, Kaiju. Appreciate that. I will. Yeah. My kitchen will probably appreciate this more than anybody else. Oh, man. Steve, you're at a loss for words, aren't you?
Well, it's like the battlefield. I live near a battlefield, and a lot of people have never been there.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you live next to something that's really cool, 9 chances out of 10, you just put it out of your mind. You don't even think about it.
I don't. I go to every place I moved into. I go to all the cool places first. That's the first thing I do.
Yeah.
We have a between me and the battlefield, literally we have all these historical markers in different places of all these historical figures.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we have this park. It's called the Pocket Park. It's like a little mini park.
Yeah.
That has a magma wall.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't because of a volcano. It was just because the earth spit up a little bit right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool geologic feature there.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
Hey, it's nothing to see. It just looks like a small mountain with black rock and plants growing out of it.
Yeah.
It's not, so but you can see it's darker than everything else. Right.
Right.
Kind of cool. But you know what time it is, Chris?
Oh.
Time to sign off, Chris, for
wow.
the next
I
few
thought
months.
we were going to get off here early tonight. Because
Yeah, we did. We ended up talking about bands.
Sorry.
Not rubber bands either.
Our
or
tangent.
elastic bands.
Yeah, we went on a long tangent there that it was fun. I'm not going to apologize for it. That was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But, and we enjoy having you guys. Thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. The honor is always on this end. We appreciate each and every one of you. And if you hadn't subscribed to the channel yet, and if you're listening to this in the replay, please do so. Smash that thumbs up button. It helps us out. Leave a comment. You could just say something. Comment applied. Okay, whatever. It helps us in the YouTube algorithm somehow, they say. And all that stuff helps us promote the channel and make it a little more popular on the tube, hopefully. We appreciate each and every one of you. We know we got the greatest audience we could ever hope to have. This is only possible because of you guys, and we know that. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
And folks, on my behalf, I just, hang on a second. I got to do one thing because
Steve's working on a crossword puzzle.
No, I'm not. Chris, what can I say, man? Well-deserved vacation. We've been pounding the shit out of this channel for a couple of years now, going to the 2-show. So well-deserved vacation, brother. I love you, man. I'm going to miss you. And we'll see you back here in just a few short months.
Yeah.
Let's see. June,
See you guys after Labor
August.
Day. Yeah.
A little over 3 months. See you on the first Sunday in September. And we will be there. And until then, we got a great co-host coming up with the Wolf, Brian Wolf, coming on.
Brian.
And it's going to be a bunch of fun there, too, and a bunch of gags, I'm sure. If anybody I can find a version of Chris, it would be Brian. And anyway, stop being so modest. You've earned your spot here, brother. And hey, folks, again, we'll see you sometime this week. Keep an eye out for YouTube notifications. Show will either be coming out Wednesday or Friday with me solo, and then we'll catch you all here this week, right here on Squatch-D TV. Love you guys. Peace.
We thank you for being here with us on Squatch-D TV. If you haven't taken the time yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And oh yes, hit that notification bell too. We don't want you to miss anything. If you really like our content, you should consider becoming a member, and it's really inexpensive and a great way to support not only the show, but honest Bigfoot research. Everyone have a great week. Be safe and God bless. We will see you all here next time on Squatch-D TV. Keep on squatching.